Chapter 13, the Muggleborn Registration Commission. So Harry and Hermione are there. Umbridge turns right to them and it basically snatches up Hermione. I guess the person that she transformed into was a record keeper, so they took her down to record proceedings for the court meetings that were happening that day. And so Harry was left, he was trying to go in with them, but the person that Umbridge was talking to happened to be the new minister, Pius Thicknessy. And so he's like, "Aren't you getting out here?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, yeah, okay." And then so Harry goes out, grabs his cloak, and immediately starts walking around the floor. And in this, he finds a like open kind of area where a bunch of people were just scribbling magically on pieces of paper, and he noticed that he recognized the scribbling, and so he saw that they were writing an article, and this was an article by Umbridge about mudbloods and basically trying to spread fear of mudbloods into the society to try to keep their image that mudbloods are terrible. And yeah, so then Harry also notices that there's an eye on the door, one of the doors, and he was been looking for Umbridge's office because he was like, what else am I going to do? So he goes and tries to snoop, and he thinks of a way to get into her office. He lets off a decoy like spell bomb thingy. He lets off a decoy and then goes off, so he used that distraction to slip into Umbridge's office. And in Umbridge's office, he noticed it looked exactly like the office that she had in Hogwarts. And he just kind of goes around, looks at different papers. He finds a paper that has Mr. Weasley's name on it, and there is like a file on Mr. Weasley. It basically has him as a known member of the Order and known conspirator, obviously against the people. And he's marked as a pureblood, but also a blood traitor. And also, there's a section where he is being tracked like every single action that he's doing. They're tracking him basically in everything that he's doing. And Harry notices that Harry takes the file, replaces it with another file, and also in there, the undesired number 1 is mentioned, and Harry's like, "Oh, that's probably me," since he is the most wanted person right now. And they're waiting for Harry to contact Arthur, and a way to catch Arthur and basically take him out. And so Harry takes that, and then he also notices her book, and this is the book that Rita Skeeter was writing. It's on Umbridge's shelf, and it's basically in the book is basically Dumbledore's story and all that. And he sees a picture of Dumbledore in there when he was younger. And at that moment, Mr. Thicknessy pops in, and Harry has to put on his cloak real quick just to get back out of there, and he slips back out the room. And then he kind of walks back to the lift and goes down to where he knows Hermione will be, which is the court, kind of the same section where we had his trial at. So he goes down there, he sees the room to the Department of Mysteries, and then makes a left, goes down the stairs, and then he gets down to the area where before he gets down there, however, on his way down there, he's going down, and he runs into Ron. Ron didn't recognize him at first. Ron was soaking wet because he'd been trying to fix up the raining room, and he says hello, and Ron didn't recognize him at first, so then Harry says, it's me. And then as they're about to talk, then the lift opens again, and in comes Mr. Weasley and another woman that he's talking to about something else, and he says hello to both of them, turns, and then he asks why Ron didn't know it was Ron, but he asked why he's all wet, and then Ron's going down to find someone else. So then the woman leaves, and right when Harry's about to talk to Mr. Weasley, in walks in Percy Weasley, and it's awkward and quiet. Nobody really talks. Percy ducks out immediately. Ron goes to do what he needs to do to try to fix that room, and he's alone with Mr. Weasley just for a little bit. He's about to walk out, and then Mr. Weasley stops him actually and asks him about like what his character, the person he is, has done, which is basically, from what we've learned, his person that Harry is impersonating was the one who sold out Ron's person that he's intimidating wife and basically their family tree, and that they're not of pure blood. So obviously he's done a very bad thing. So maybe not a lot of people like him, but the Death Eaters do like Harry, the person that he is. Runcorn, that is the name of the person that Harry is impersonating. And so before that, he talks to him basically. He's all angry, and they have a little discussion, a little tit, you know. And Harry uses this moment to slip in that Arthur's being tracked. He didn't really know how to take that. At first, he was confused on why Harry would be the one telling him this, but he just walks out, and then Harry goes on to where he's supposed to be going. He walks out, he immediately feels like a sense of like cold, despair. He kind of shrugs it off as he's going down the stairs, and then he realizes why he's feeling that. This floor that the court hearings are going on is full of Dementors, like full of Dementors, and he sees a bunch of Muggles lined up for their trials, and they're all shivering and afraid, not even trying to look at the Dementors, and then he kind of just ducks past them with his cloak, and once he gets in the room, it's a different room than the one he was in. Umbridge is talking to person, and they just like sentence him basically. And if the person says this person struggles, he's going to get the Mentor's kiss, which means death, obviously, of the soul. And then walks in the person that Ron's impersonating, his wife, and she's coming in next. So Harry slips in behind her and walks into the courtroom. He notices that there's a Patronus charm, most likely that Umbridge has casted, of a cat, and that's just keeping the Dementors at bay. And he sneaks out behind, sees Hermione up there doing her job, and next to Umbridge is one of the Death Eaters, Yaxel. Yeah, so he was one of the people that was at Dumbledore's death. And so Harry sneaks up there, and when he gets up there, he lets Hermione know that he's behind her, which gives her a big shock. But at this moment, it wasn't big enough to be a distraction because there was something else going on during the meeting. And he noticed once he got past like the section where Umbridge was, it felt a lot warmer because of Umbridge's Patronus. And that he noticed also that Umbridge was wearing the locket. And so he had been looking for it everywhere, and she was wearing it on her neck. So at this point, he's like, Harry's already kind of mad. So at this point, when Harry gets mad, like his reasoning just goes down. Yeah. So he starts firing spells. He knocks Umbridge out, Stupefy, hits Umbridge. At that point, before Yaxel can turn around and hit him, he hits Yaxel with Stupefy, and then grabs Hermione, and they start running out. He takes Ron's wife, and they run out the room. And he also lets off his Patronus so that the Dementors can stay back. And at this point, Hermione has a little trouble putting hers out, but eventually gets hers out. And they're running. They take all the Muggles and take them up the lifts. They take 2 lifts. He says, everybody, whoever has a wand, take someone who doesn't have a wand, and then follow me. And they go upstairs. They go all the way upstairs to where they find Ron as well, and they go upstairs to the point where they came in, kind of with the flu network, and basically just convince that guy to let them in, and says they're free to go, basically, because Harry's person is pretty high status. So they go in, and then Yaxel comes back up. Harry punches another guy in the face, just try to show that he's on their side. And so most of the Muggles have gone up, and escape.